So today we're going to talk about encryption. Where did it come from and why do we use it? Encryption is the process of encoding messages or other data so that only certain parties can have access. Encryption has existed since at least 1500 BCE in Mesopotamia, where people were known to encrypt their written recipes. Another very early example of encryption is the Atbesh cipher used in 500 BCE to encode some words in the Bible. The Atbesh cipher works by reversing the alphabet and remapping the original alphabet. This makes for a weak encryption with only one possible key. Through the ages, encryption has been getting increasingly more complex, playing important parts in sending information during wars. Since the creation of the internet, encryption has really become a huge deal, protecting people's sensitive information sent over the web. From bank information to emails, encryption takes our personal data and converts it into a more secure medium of exchange. While we won't go over full details on how messages are modernly encrypted, we will go over two currently used methods of encryption. That is the public key encryption and quantum cryptography.
The first of the two encryption methods that we're going to talk about is public key encryption, aka asymmetric encryption. Public key encryption works by everyone having a pair of encryption keys, a public one that encrypts and a private one that decrypts messages. To get a better understanding of this system, let's look at an example. So say I want to send my buddy Kyle the password to my HBO Go account. Send Kyle some sensitive business documents. In order for our exchange to happen securely, we take Kyle's public key, encrypt my message. Now only Kyle can unlock it using his private key, because only his private key can decrypt his public key. Hackers won't be able to access our message because the only person that can decode the public message is Kyle using his private key. Kyle's private key only exists on Kyle's computer and cannot be accessed outside on the web. The last bit of encryption I want to talk to you today about is quantum encryption. Quantum encryption is probably the future of encryption. It works largely the same way that private key encryption works, in that a user has a message and a key, and they have to encrypt the message with the key and then send the key and the message to the other user. This is really unsecure because hackers can just jump in the middle and steal the key and the message, and then they have full access to the whole conversation. Quantum encryption is a solution to this problem. Through the use of quantum key distribution or a fiber optic cable that runs from one user to another, they can securely send private keys from one user to another via photons along the fiber optic cable. If the photon signal with the private key is intercepted at any time, the key itself is altered. So, the users can tell that they have different keys, they start from square one again and regenerate a key. This means that no hacker could ever get a hold of the key at any time. They'd have to keep guessing keys, which are constantly changing, to decrypt your message.
People don't realize that just about everything you do on the internet deals with encryption. Whether you are purchasing a song on iTunes, signing into your email account, or even just sending a text message. All of these things have been encrypted and will continue to be. However, some things are encrypted better than others. Since the beginning of encryption, past as well as into the future, some types of encryption are less vulnerable than others. As an example, we take credit cards. Until recent, when you swipe your credit card at a store, your card information isn't encrypted right away, leaving it vulnerable to be hacked for a period of time. This is called a standard type of encryption. What technology allows us to do today is to encrypt your card information as soon as you make the purchase. This process is called end-to-end encryption. It leaves no spot where your information is available to be hacked. The important thing to remember about this information is that encryption is the key to our privacy. Without encryption, anyone looking could easily steal your information, like bank accounts, login information to personal accounts, or anything else that you keep private on your network that you don't want anyone else to have.
All in all, encryption is a very important topic, keeping us safe while we're online.